today's lesson is about finding the median in an array. And to find the median, we need to first sort. And there's a lesson we did about using the arrays.sort method. So the first thing we would do would be to sort the data. And let's suppose the data then look something like this, several grades. And if they're in order, let's say the low grade was a 60, and there was a 72, and there was an 80, and a 90, and a 94. So those are grades in positions 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There will be two scenarios for us to find the median. The median is the middle score once the scores are sorted. So in this example, the middle score is clearly right there. That's the middle score. There are 5 scores. There is a middle score. So there are two scenarios. There's the even scenario, if there are an even number of scores. And then there's the odd scenario, if there were an odd number of scores. So let's suppose we only had the first 4 scores, 60, 60, 72, 60, 72, 90, and 90. I guess I'm 80 and 90. There we go. So those scores are indexed 0, 1, 2, and 3. And in this example, if they're in, I'll come here, back up. This is even number of scores. And if there's an odd number of scores, here we have an odd number of scores numbered 0 through 4. It's odd because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Here we have an even number of scores numbered 0 through 3. So in this example, the median is the average of those two scores. So it would be the average of 72 and 80. So our median here would be 76. In this example, our median would be 80. So what we need to do is somehow come up with how do we find that score. So the odd example is the easiest. So first, we need to take a look at if our array is called scores. If our array is called scores, we need to look at scores dot length and take a look at that to see if it's odd or even. So it will be, how would we check for odd or even? Well, we can check to see if, and I'll move this right in here if I can. If scores.length, and we look at mod 2 for scores.length, if that is equal checking for equality is equal to a 0, then that would mean that it's even. And then we would follow the even scenario. So in the first example, scores.length, there would be a 5, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scores. They happen to be in positions 0 through 4, but scores.length would give us a 5. So 5 mod 2 would be a 1, it would not be a 0, and this would be the odd scenario. So this is checking for even. So if this is the case, we would want to take care of the even scenario. Else, I'll move this up a little bit. Else, we would want to take care of the odd scenario. So we're going to write a routine called median that will first sort then choose between even or odd. So this is 1, 2. And then once we've decided even or odd, we would then have 2 different scenarios to take care of. So we would have a little routine for what to do if it's even. If it's even, we need to find the middle, that middle value. If it's odd, we need to find the middle value. But if it's even, there is no actual middle value. So let's take a look at the odd scenario first, because that's the easier scenario. Because we only need to return the middle value. There actually is a middle value for an odd number of scores. So we're going to take a look at scores dot length and see if it's odd or even. If it's odd, it seems like we would be able to just grab that middle value. So in the case that it's odd, if we take scores dot length and we divide that by 2, scores dot length is an integer, 2 is an integer, so this will do integer division. And let's give that put that in a dummy variable, which I'll call index. So index is equal to scores.length divided by 2. In this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scores.length would be a 5. 5 divided by 2 would give us the value 2.5, but integer division throws away the 0.5, so we would get the value 2. So 2 is the index of our median value, and we would just return. We're trying to write a routine that accesses the median score. We would just return that middle value. In this case, that would be the value scores, or if I could spell, the value scores sub index. So scores sub index, in this case, index would be a 2, and scores sub 2 would give us the 80 that we want. Let's take a look at the little more challenging scenario, the even scenario. So in this case, we still want to do this. Well, we still want to do this. Take care of taking the length and dividing it by 2. But now, when we take the length here, if there are even scenario, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 scores. The length would be 4, and 4 divided by 2 would give us the index of 2. Would give us this guy. Well, that guy is not the guy we want. That's not the middle score. We need the average of these 2. So let's make another temporary dummy variable to hang on to the average. So the average would be scores sub index plus scores, we want the one prior to that, so that would be scores sub index minus 1. And we would want to then divide that by a 2. So we're running out of room. See if I can slide all this over a little bit. And we'll then divide that by 2. And then we would just return the value we call ADG. So the even scenario is just a little bit more difficult, or there's a little more involved than the odd scenario, but still fairly simple. So that's our lesson. You can put that in a method that you just call median for our grades project, and I'll see you next time.